Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily and today I am so excited. We are putting to the test the new Danessa Myricks Groundwork Blooming Romance palette. If you have been around here for a while, you know I'm obsessed with Groundwork's, is this Defining Neutrals? Yes, Defining Neutrals. This was my #1 palette of 2023. I love it and I instantly knew I was going to pick this up when I saw Danessa drop it. So we're going to put it to the test and see how it compares. Now hopefully that sounds interesting to you guys. If it does, go ahead and do the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. Alright, you guys are zoomed in nice and close. Everything that I use on my face today will be linked in the description box down below. They are affiliate links though, so if you shop through them, thank you so much. Now I have done primer, foundation, concealer, and powder and brows. And for my brows, I did use the Danessa Myricks Groundworks. Like I used this pomade right here, sculpted, I think it is, no, chiseled. And then I did like, you know, my brow gels. And for foundation, I actually mixed the Christian Louboutin foundation with the Kylie Cosmetics new foundation. And I really like the combo. And then I tried this new Face Atelier powder actually, which was quite cool, but I'll keep you updated on those kind of new products in another video. All right, this is the incredible palette right here, and it is one of those kinds of palettes that you need to like get in person to appreciate how beautiful it is. Like it is gorgeous. It's like this purpley metallic. It has the metal plate here. On the back it has a sticker with all your details of the 12-month expiry. It is made in China, and the kind of description of it is like a weightless velvet pomade hybrid formula, and then also your shape and fix powder formula with Upslight technology. So when you open the palette, now mine's all kind of been swatched and everything, so you'll see it untouched in a second in the swatches, but this side right here is your pomades and this side right here is your mattes. I picked my palette up off of Bedazzled, which is a shop here in Australia that gets Danessa Myricks new releases like the same time as the US. But you can also get it off Beautylish and DanessaMyricks.com, and also Beauty Base. So I'll have those sites linked down below for you, depending on where you live. I paid about 115 Australian dollars, and I think it's like 65 or 69 USD. So depending on your currency is, you know, obviously what it's going to be. These pans can be taken out, and I know that Danessa is coming out with like singles of all of these as well eventually this year, so that if you hit pan on one or like finish one, you can just replace it instead of having to replace the whole palette, which I think is personally awesome. Now I will say this kind of formula, the pomade formula here, you either hate it or you love it, and is from what I have gathered. Also, a lot of people will always talk about the smell of these palettes, and honestly I don't know if it's just a smell that doesn't bother me, I don't notice it, or I can't smell it, if that, like whatever it is, but I never really notice much of a smell. It just kind of smells like makeup, but I don't like, I have to get really close to my palette, same with the Defining Neutrals, to smell it. But I do know other people like have found the smell of these too strong, so just keep that in mind. But hand on heart, I like genuinely have to get so close and it just kind of smells like makeup, so it doesn't irritate me at all, but keep that in mind. Now, as I was saying, these pomades are kind of like, you either hate them or you love them. I'm obsessed with them. Like, look at my Defining Neutrals. It is beaten and battered. I love it. This shade and this shade are like my go-tos because I always use this as my brow color. I also always use it as like a transition color on my lids, and I always use this one to like tidy up my brows and stuff like that, and then I'll use these to like deepen. So I do use, I think this might be the only shade actually out of this whole palette that I barely ever use, but I really love this. And actually I hardly use the mattes in here, I use the pomades. For me, I could actually just get rid of the mattes, to be honest with you, and just have the pomades. I find the pomades incredible. I love working with them. I find them so smooth and buttery and easy to work with, to blend out, to apply. I find on me they are very long wearing. I have seen mixed reviews where some people find that the pomade just like completely disappears off their face, so I don't know what it is about like my skin chemistry, but I definitely do not find that with these. I find them so long wearing and so easy to use, and just like one of my all-time favorite formulas, truly, like if not my favorite formula. I just absolutely love it. Like I said, this palette, I ranked it #1 out of all of the palettes that I tried last year. I just love it. But just keep in mind, maybe watch a couple of reviews, because it does seem you either love it or you hate it kind of thing. So we're going to create an eye look first using this one, and then I will do the rest of my face with whatever's applicable. And a lot of the times I will get asked like what brushes specifically to use with this. Honestly, I just use my rougher brushes like normal, or even like any brush. Truly, I find this pomade powder works just like any other kind of matte eyeshadow palette in a sense. Like I haven't had to use any specific or special brushes with it. So that's been my experience. I have primed my lids already, by the way, with my Rare Beauty eye primer. I'm gonna start off with my Refa 16, and I'm gonna go into Smitten pomade first. So this one right here, and I'm just gonna pick some up. So literally I just kind of like swirl it in here. The great thing about these pomades as well, no fallout. I love it. I love that there's no fallout on these. I'm just going to start by swirling this. Wow, so pigmented. I forget that. Swirling this and blending this softly through the crease, just kind of like squiggling. I'm just going to lay that down as like our initial transition shade here. And yeah, this is performing exactly like the Defining Neutrals pomades. And I just, like I said, I just love them. Now you want to use a soft touch with these, but I recommend using a soft touch with any eyeshadow, to be honest with you. You want to hold your brush like back here. Keep in mind, honestly guys, I'm not a makeup artist. Take it with a grain of salt. This is just tips and tricks that work for like me, an average makeup applier, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not trying to say that I'm a makeup artist, okay? I am not. But yeah, I just find like holding my brush all the way back here allows me to, you know, not apply too much pressure, because you don't want to apply too much pressure. That's where you might get some skipping or anything, but that's the same as like if it's a matte shadow as well. That's really pretty actually. Very, very pretty. Now I'm going to go into this Sonia G Crease 1 brush, and I think I will go into a teensy bit of this pomade right here. You can set with the matte as well right now if you want to. I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it with the pomades for now. So I'm just going to take this and deepen up through the crease with it. I really like this shade. It's such a pretty kind of, it's a unique pink actually. I really quite like it. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. I will just touch that on the outer corner here. That is a really nice shade. All right, I'm actually just going to take that same brush and I'll take a little bit of this matte too, just so that you guys can see. I don't normally do this, honestly, just because I don't find I need to, but if you have really oily lids, doing this is going to further like set the pomade and make the longevity last even longer, but I just don't find I need to. My lid, I do have dry lids, I should say that as well. Like I do have an oily T-zone, but I have dry under eyes and dry lids. But these will layer really nicely on each other. I've never had an issue with layering the pomades and the mattes with the Defining Neutrals palette either. I'm just going to pick up a Lethal Cosmetics blending brush, and I'll actually just go into a touch of this matte while we're here. Why not? And just softly blend the edges with that. If you have Natasha Denona Midi Retro palette as well, you could probably follow along pretty easily if this was something that you're like, oh, I really like it, but I just, you know, now's not the time for me to pick this up. You would get the same vibes with Natasha Denona Midi Retro. Now I'm taking this Refa 14 and I'm gonna go into, I'm actually gonna go into Love Sick. So let's go into the pomade first. Just gonna tap that and deepen this in the outer corner here a little bit. I don't want to bring this one too far, you know, I actually just want to keep it on the outer corner. So I'm just going to do that, and then I'm actually going to pick up that Sonia G brush we were just using and then actually blend it out with that. like these shades, so pretty. I saw on Danessa's Instagram, like she used a few of these pomades for like lip colors and they looked amazing, so I'm excited to try them on the lips because there were some colors that I was like, oh yeah, that's gorgeous. And just that same Sonia G. So let me know in the comments as well, is this something that you're picking up? Are you looking at it potentially maybe in the Sephora sale coming up for you guys in the US? I know that's coming up and getting a discount. I would actually also keep an eye on like the Danessa Myricks website if you're in the US, because she might do like 30% off or something at some point, maybe even more. I'm not quite sure if she does sales, to be fair. She doesn't, I don't think she ships to Australia, but yeah, keep an eye out if you will. I'm gonna take this Refa 2 Max, and I think just for the lid I'm gonna take this pink pomade first, and I'll just use this like a metallic shade. Let's pop that here. Yeah, that's pretty. I like that. You could obviously do like a cut crease or something if you wanted. I don't do cut creases. I like my looks to be a little bit messy because I just find with my hooded eyes it looks a bit better. But it's all personal preference, right? Oh, I like that. That's so pretty. Okay, now I'm taking that Ref for 14 again. I'm actually going to go into a little bit of the matte of Lovesick, sorry, the one that we used the pomade for, that burgundy one. I'll just use that to marry out here slightly. And then I'm actually just taking that Refa 2 Max again, and I'm just flipping the brush over to the side that we didn't use with the pomade, and I'll go into the matte of this light pink, which is called Crush. Just set that lid. And then something else I like to do is like take a little bit of this pink pomade here, just with a little flat brush, and I'll just tidy up just a touch under here and use this a bit as like my brow bone highlight. Just a little bit right there. And then I'll just pick up that lethal blending brush and just really softly. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm going to take this BKN11 and I'm going to go into XO, which is this one right here. I'm just going to use the pomade and I'm going to create a really soft wing, and I'm not going to talk through this because I suck at wings. I really do. So let's see how we go. That might actually be too thick of a brush. Let me change. So I'm actually taking this Sigma E75 angled brush. I'm going to leave the wings there. They're very baby wings, but I just feel like if I go any further, it's going to get too carried away, but I'm happy with them. So let's actually finish the lower lash line because we've done our eyes. So I'm just going to actually mix this pomade and this pomade together. So I'm going to mix Smitten and Dreamy together. And that's the other really good thing about these palettes is you can really mix and match all the shades to create like your own kind of unique ones. This is a 209 BK BOD brush, and I'll just lightly... Now you obviously don't just have to create like a matte look with this. Quite often I'll use my Defining Neutrals as just like my matte palette, and then use like, you know, your even maybe your Pat McGrath Lab special shades, or like if you have single shades, or you know, any kind of metallic shade that you could possibly want, or you could just do matte looks. It's up to you. So, you know, the world's your kind of oyster there. And then this is just a little pencil brush. I'll go into the pomade from Lovesick. I like to use the pomades on my under eyes because again, no fallout. And for the inner corner, I'll just take a little bit of the pink matte here. before I move on to the rest of my face, I'm just going to put my Victoria Beckham black eyeliner in my top waterline, her Brightener in my lower waterline, and my Lisa mascara on. So our eyes are all finished. I think they look very pretty. I mean, this kind of a color, you need to be like wanting the kind of berry tones, right? So depending on if you are a berry tone lover is going to really depend on whether or not you particularly want this palette, I guess. I haven't put any cream bronzer on because I'm actually going to take a mixture of Chiseled right here and Stone right here, the pomades, and I've got this like small BK112 angled brush, and I just like dip in here, and I'm going to use these as my contour, and they're more pigmented than you think, so tread carefully. And these are like a true contour, so you just want to, you know, strategically create that shadow. Put some on the double chin. Now I actually really like these pomades and even the mattes as like bronzers and stuff, but I will just say the pans are a little small, so I think if it would be cool if maybe the pans were a little bit bigger. Like I actually would prefer, to be honest with you, even though I know it takes up more space and it's more product, but I would prefer like this whole pan size be a pomade and then have another palette of the exact matching shades and they be the powders, so that I could just actually really easily get any brush in there to like use as, you know, the bronzers and all that kind of stuff. But you know, look, that's personal preference thing, and it's just because I love this formula so much. I understand, you know, maybe I'm one of the only ones that wants that. So I really love this as a contour. I think it's a great product, and actually quite often when I do my makeup, if I do like a cream bronzer, like sometimes as a finishing step, once my whole face is completed, if I just feel like I'm maybe looking a little bit lost or I want a little bit more chisel to the cheekbones, for example, I'll actually take this and that brush and just like ever so slightly give myself some more contour here. So yeah, I really like it for that. And I do, like I said, I like these powders as bronzers, but they're just a little bit too small in the pans for me to get any form of a brush in. So I'm just going to quickly take my Westman Atelier Butter Bronzer and my BKN15, and I'll just quickly just bronze slightly using this. But if I could just get my brush in the size of those little pans, I would just use that palette for the bronzer, truly. Now there isn't like a sparkly highlight, so I'm just going to take a little bit of this pink shade right here with a BKN14. I'll just take the smallest amount of it, and I'll just use this as like a matte highlight, just a little bit. You know, you don't have to use like it doesn't have to be a sparkly highlight. You can just use matte to just bring a little bit of light and dimension if you wish. Actually looks quite nice. I actually quite like that. There you go. And then let's do blush. Now what color do I want to do? I want to use all of them, but I feel like specifically I'm going to use Dream today as my blush. So let's take the pomade first. I've got this like BK942 little slanted angle brush, so I'll just pick up a little bit of the pomade with it. I love the shades of these. This is like an awesome blush palette. Oh, yep. Oh, look how blurry that is. Freaking love it. I love it. By the way, this is not sponsored. Like, Danessa Myricks doesn't know who I am. Wow. Oh, I love that. Gosh, you need to stop. You need to stop. That's amazing. Look how natural that is, you guys. Now, I can build this up a lot more, truly. I'm going in with a light hand because I tend to go a little bit overboard. I am sorry, that is stunning. And then what I'll do is I'll just pick up this Refa 5 and I'll go into a really small amount of the matte shadow, which is a little bit harder to pick up, I won't lie. But I'll just lightly also do that over the top. Oh, I like that shade. That's gorgeous. That is... I really like that, you guys. I really like that. Okay, a little bit of Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. Wow, I just feel like this has come together stunningly. Is it just me? Just me. Maybe just me. I'm going to take this for lips as well. I'm going to take the pomade. And I feel like let's just try it. I want to go into this one, which is Evermore, I think. Yeah, let's try Evermore. So this is a BK540 lip brush, by the way. Now that I've kind of got my lip line down, I'm just gonna pick up this Delium Tools 934. It's like a bigger lip brush, just so this doesn't take so long because that's really small. I love this lip color. My lips, I probably should have exfoliated beforehand though. That's not the pomade's fault. Now you can build that up a lot more as well, so maybe we'll keep going. I think my lips are probably a bit dry today for this because it is a matte. Keep that in mind, it's a matte pomade, right? I do like that color though. All right, let me get a gloss because my lips are just too dry. The darkest kind of lip gloss I have is Cherry, from like a cherry lip dough from Vive. So let's see how this goes. So that's what the pomade looks like right now. Now my lips need exfoliating and they're dry. This is a matte lip product, okay, so keep that in mind. But I really like the color, so let's put this over the top and see if it brings them to life. Wow, I like that. Well, that's nice. I like that. All right, let me go do hair, jewelry, all that stuff. We will zoom out and I will give you my final thoughts. All right, my friends, finished look. What do you guys think? I feel like this is very different for me. It's very bold and I feel very vampy and I love it. I really, really do. Okay, what do I think of this palette? Listen, for me, it lives up to all of my expectations, dreams, and hopes, okay? But you need to keep in mind, that I am a raving fan of this palette. Truly, hand on heart, I can't get enough of it. And so this is a formula that I knew I was going to absolutely love. And it's just that the shades are different for me, right? And I actually love these shades. Now, will I use this as much as, say, maybe eyeshadows? Not as much as Defining Neutrals. There are a couple of shades in here, like this one right here, this one, and this one as well, that I will use quite a bit, to be fair. But this palette for me, and also actually I really like these as like wing colors and deepening colors, but this one for me is going to be more of like a blush palette. I think even a lip palette, to be honest, because I am obsessed with how this lip color has come out. This will probably be, gosh, I can't speak today. This will probably be my new like brow highlighting color. So there's a lot of different reasons why I would use this particular palette as well as eyeshadows, but I can see like this is gonna go, this one lives on my desk. I use it every day that I do my makeup, and I'm going to now put this one on my desk and it's gonna live here, and I'm gonna use it probably every day as well because I'm obsessed with it. I will say though, maybe watch a few reviews and like get a few different ideas, because like I said, it does seem like people either love it or hate it. It's either for you or not for you. I've even seen that in the comments from you guys, like quite a few of you absolutely love Defining Neutrals and some of you are like absolutely not. So, you know, it's just going to depend on your makeup preference and your style and that kind of thing. So keep that in mind. But I personally absolutely love it. I think it is genius. I really do. And I already want to see what color story she's going to release next in it. I do. Keep them coming. Danessa, keep them coming. All right, let me know your thoughts down below. Are you thinking of picking the palette up, giving it a go, or have you already picked it up? What do you think? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. And if you have made it this far, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you. And I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next time. Bye.